Germany, April 1945. As Allied forces advanced, millions of German civilians fled westward, desperate to escape the Soviet army. Among the chaos, unexpected acts of mercy would redefine what it meant to be human in war. Smoke rises from destroyed villages on the horizon. The road is choked with refugees, women, children, elderly, all moving west with whatever they can carry. Desperation etched on every face. The distant rumble of artillery. Everyone flinches. A young woman, Anna Weber, 24, gaunt, exhausted, stumbles away from the refugee column, clutching her side. Blood seeps through her dress, shrapnel from a previous bombing. She collapses inside the barn, hidden in the hay, breathing shallow. She's been walking for days, maybe weeks. She's dying. Anna, whispering in German, "Bitte, Gott, mein Kinder. Please. God, my children." She fumbles with a small photograph, 2 young children. Tears streak her dirty face. A U.S. Marine patrol, for men, moves cautiously through the area. These are hardened warriors who've seen too much death. Corporal Jack Murphy, 28, Boston accent, weary eyes. Patrol leader PFC Tommy Rodriguez, 20, Texas, still idealistic. PFC James, Jimmy Walker, 22, Georgia, cynical. Lance Corporal David Cohen, 25, New York medic. Jack, low voice, eyes up. Could be SS stragglers anywhere. Jimmy, bitter. Or civilians who'll shoot us in the back soon as we pass. Tommy, not everyone's the enemy, Jimmy. Jimmy, tell that to the guys we buried last week. David, the medic, suddenly stops. David, hold up. You hear that? They listen. A faint sound, whimpering or crying. Jack, could be a trap. David, or someone who needs help. Jack debates, then signals. They approach the barn carefully, weapons ready. The Marines sweep in, tense. David spots Anna first, collapsed in the hay, barely conscious, blood pooling beneath her. David, Jesus Christ. Jack, over here. They rush to her side. Anna's eyes flutter open, seeing American uniforms. Fear floods her face. Anna, panicked in German, "Nein. Bitte, nicht töten. No. Please. Don't kill." She tries to crawl away. Too weak to move. David, gently, holding up his hands. Hey, we're not going to hurt you. We're here to help." She doesn't understand English, but his tone is clear. She collapses back, crying. "Tommy, she's bleeding bad. Shrapnel wound, looks like." Jimmy, conflicted. "Jack, she's German. We got orders to move forward, not play doctor to." Jack, cutting him off. "She's a civilian. Look at her, Jimmy. She's not a soldier." David, "She's dying. I need bandages. Now." A moment of tension. The Marines look at each other. They each carry limited medical supplies, meant for their own wounded. Tommy, immediately reaching for his kit. "Here. Take mine." He hands over his field dressing. "Jimmy, Tommy, that's your bandage. You get it. Tommy, then I'll use yours. Give David what you got." Another pause. Then Jack wordlessly hands over his field dressing. David looks at Jimmy. Jimmy, struggling, damn it. He pulls out his bandages and hands them over. "Jimmy, you owe me, Doc." David, working on Anna, "Put on my tab." David works quickly, pressing bandages to Anna's wound. She cries out in pain. David to Anna, knowing she can't understand. "I know it hurts. I know. But you're gonna be okay. You hear me? You're gonna be okay." Jack kneels beside her, takes her hand. "Jack, softly, you got kids?" He points to the photograph, clutched in her hand. Anna's eyes widen, understanding the gesture. She nods frantically. Anna, in German, "Das 2 Kinder in Dresden?" "Yes, 2 children in Dresden." Jack, not understanding the words but the meaning. "You're gonna see them again. David's the best medic in the Corps." "Right, Doc." David, wrapping pressure bandages, damn straight. "Tommy, I need water from your canteen." Tommy hands it over, without hesitation. David wets Anna's lips, lets her drink slowly. Tommy, in broken German, trying see word okay, saying, "You will be okay." Anna's eyes fill with tears, not from pain, but from disbelief. These men, these American soldiers, are saving her life. Anna, weakly, "Warm? Warm helfen Sie mir? Why? Why help me?" Tommy doesn't understand the words, But something in her eyes asks the universal question. Why? Tommy simply, because it's the right thing to do. David finishes treating Anna. She's stable, no longer bleeding out. Jack radios headquarters. Jack, into radio Bravo 6 to base. We've got a civilian casualty, female, mid-20s, stabilized but needs evacuation. Request medical transport to our position. Over. Radio voice Bravo 6. What's the casualty's nationality? Then it is over. Man. Jack looks at Anna. Being base. That's all that matters. Bravo 6 out. He turns off the radio before they can respond. Jimmy, you know they're gonna chew you out for that. Jack, shrugging, won't be the first time. They wait with Anna for medical transport. She's conscious now, watching them with a mixture of fear and gratitude. David sits beside her, showing her his own family photo, wife and baby daughter. David, that's my Sarah. And little Rebecca. Haven't seen them in 2 years. Anna looks at the photo, then shows him hers, 2 blonde children, a boy and girl. Anna, pointing Klaus und Greta. David, Klaus and Greta. Beautiful names. She smiles weakly. Despite the language barrier, a connection forms. Tommy, looking out window, you know what's crazy? A week ago, we were trying to kill Germans. Now we're using our own bandages to save one. Jimmy, war's a hell of a thing. Jack, quietly. My old man fought Germans in the First War. Used to tell me they weren't so different from us. Just guys caught up in something bigger than themselves. I always thought he was being soft. Tommy, what do you think now? Jack looks at Anna, who's holding her children's photo like it's the most precious thing in the world. Jack, I think he was right. She's got kids waiting for her. Same as we got people waiting for us. The only difference is what flag we were born under. David, changing Anna's bandage. You ever think about what we're going to tell our kids about this war? Tommy, every damn day. David, I used to think I'd tell them about the battles, the victories. Now, I think I'll tell them about today. About 4 Marines who gave their own bandages to save a woman who was supposed to be their enemy. Jimmy, why's that the important story? David, because battles end. Countries rise and fall. But the moment you choose mercy over hate, that lasts forever. A U.S. Army medical jeep arrives. 2 medics jump out with a stretcher. Army medic, you the ones who called in a civilian casualty? Jack, that's us. She's stable but needs proper medical attention. As they load Anna onto the stretcher, she reaches out and grabs Jack's hand. Anna, in German, tears streaming, danke danke. Sie haben mir das Leben gerettet. Thank you, you saved my life. Jack doesn't understand the words, but he understands everything. Jack, nodding. You take care of yourself, ma'am. You get back to those kids. She clutches the photograph and his hand, nodding. As they load her into the jeep, all 4 Marines stand and watch. Army medic, to Jack. You guys use your own field dressings on her? Jack, yeah. So. Army medic, respectful. So nothing. Just good work, Marines. The jeep drives away. The 4 men stand in silence. Tommy thinks she'll make it? David, if I did my job right, yeah. She's tough. Jimmy, finally. You know we might have to fight more Germans tomorrow, right? Maybe even get shot by one. Jack, I know. Jimmy, and we just gave up our bandages. Jack, we did. Jimmy, a slow smile, good. I'm glad we did. They gather their gear, preparing to move out. Tommy, Jack, that thing you said on the radio about her being a human being? Jack, what about it? Tommy, I'm going to remember that. When this is all over, when people ask me what I learned in this war, I'm going to remember that. Jack, shouldering his rifle. Then she didn't bleed for nothing. Let's move out. They head back to the road, for ordinary men who did something extraordinary. Anna Weber survived her wounds and was reunited with her children in a displaced persons camp 3 months later. She spent the rest of her life telling the story of the 4 American Marines who saved her life. In 1952, she immigrated to the United States with her family. Until her death in 1998, she kept a photograph of 4 young Marines, names unknown, whom she called my angels in green uniforms. Corporal Jack Murphy, PFC Tommy Rodriguez, PFC James Walker, and Lance Corporal David Cohen all survived the war. When interviewed decades later, each said the same thing. Saving Anna Weber was one of the few things from the war they were truly proud of. In war, we are taught to see enemies. In humanity, we choose to see people. Sometimes the bravest thing a soldier can do is show mercy. An elderly Anna, now 64, sits with her grandchildren, showing them an old, faded photograph of 4 young Marines. Grandchild Oma, who are these men? Anna, in English, with an accent. These are the men who taught me that even in the darkest times, there is light. Even in war, there is kindness. They were strangers, I was their enemy, but they chose to be human first. Grandchild, did you ever find them? Anna, no. I never even learned their names. But I remember their faces. I remember their kindness. And I made sure you all would know their story. She looks at the photograph with eternal gratitude. Anna, in war, many things are destroyed. Cities, countries, lives. But the choice to show mercy, that can never be destroyed. That lives forever. She clutches the photograph to her heart. Anna, they saved more than my life that day. They saved my faith in humanity. Historical note. This story represents countless similar acts of mercy that occurred during World War II. American, British, and Allied soldiers frequently gave medical aid to enemy civilians despite the ongoing conflict. These moments of humanity, often unrecorded and anonymous, remind us that even in war, compassion endures.